And I think it is time for us to review this article, which is about pot stocks, which I wanna go ahead and check out right now. It was shared in our Discord. Mary Forales was talking to me about this one since early in the morning, and shout out to Enoch Lyon for sharing with us the article where Clarence Thomas says federal pot laws may no longer be necessary. What the heck, bro? So, conservative Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas on Monday issued a blistering dissent arguing that federal marijuana prohibition may no longer make sense. Although the dissent doesn't immediately change anything, it could become significant if his reasoning inspires lower-level judges to strike down laws that make marijuana illegal. Thomas wrote that tolerance for state-level pot legalization created a have-in, have-out regime and a contradictory and unstable state of affairs that strains basic principles of federalism and conceals traps for the unwary. Thomas attached his opinion to a court case dealing with whether a medical marijuana dispensary in Colorado, standing akimbo medical dispensary, could deduct business expenses before paying federal taxes. State legal pot companies can't deduct expenses because the drug remains federally illegal. Thomas wrote, however, that tolerance for state-level pot legalization means that a prohibition on interstate use or cultivation of marijuana may no longer be necessary or proper to support the federal government's piecemeal approach. The other 8 justices didn't justify their decision to turn down the case, leaving a lower court ruling against the business in place. But Thomas broadly attacked the disjuncture on federal policy beyond the tax dispute. Many marijuana-related businesses operate entirely in cash because federal law prohibits certain financial institutions from knowingly accepting deposits from or providing other bank services to businesses that violate federal law. Cash-based operations are understandably enticing to burglars and robbers. But if marijuana-related businesses, in recognition of this, hire armed guards for protection, the owners and the guards might run afoul of a federal law that imposes harsh penalties for using a firearm in furtherance of a drug trafficking crime. A marijuana user similarly can find himself a federal felon if he just possesses a firearm, or petitioners and similar businesses may find themselves on the wrong side of a civil suit under the Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act. Since 2012, 18 states, 2 U.S. territories, and Washington, D.C. have legalized recreational pot use, and voters in the 19th state, South Dakota, voted for legalization, but the referendum is tied up in court. Sometimes dissents from the Supreme Court end up as a fodder for future cases. President Biden opposes marijuana legalization, and this year the White House fired and disciplined staffers for past pot use. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer is pushing a bill to federally legalize marijuana, but a number of Democratic holdouts and broad opposition from GOP senators means it's unlikely to pass quickly. Thomas previously argued against federal criminalization of marijuana in the drug doesn't cross state lines, writing in a dissent opposing the 2005 ruling in Gonzalez versus Reich that it made a mockery of the founding fathers' vision for federalism, and by extension meant that the federal government could now regulate quitting bees, closed drives, and potluck suppers. The White House has declined to say if Biden will honor his campaign trail pledge to release everyone in prison for marijuana. As a senator, Biden authored some of the nation's harshest federal drug laws. On his last day as president, Donald Trump released 2 prisoners serving life without parole for pot under Biden's 1994 crime law. Wow, that was like a slap in the face to Biden. Vice President Kamala Harris reportedly oversaw 1,900 marijuana prosecutions while she was in San Francisco district attorney from 2004 to 2011, before saying in 2019 that she is a former pot user and a supporter of legalization. A flipper. Recent polls by Gallup and Pew found that more than 2/3 of U.S. adults support marijuana legalization, including about half of Republicans. By the way, guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Ring the motherfucking bell. This is the latest news on pot legalization. And with that said, I think it is time for us to review Tilray, why not? Let's review Tilray, motherfuckers. Tilray's $18.64 on the daily. We are starting to go up. Very, very nice. We're already up 1.8%. We actually move higher, 4.9 today. We reached 1921, but with this conversation happening, I'm loving what I'm watching over here. I like that we created this trend. We broke this trend line. We're creating higher highs, higher lows. I think the next stop will be about $23.21, even though my long-term investment target is still at $66.98. Why do I say that? Because this speculation was $66.98, and before everything started to go down, that was the high. And not trying to make a pun over here or anything, and we already did the Fibonacci level from the highs to the lows, and we can see that we are able to break the resistance from $70, more than able to go to 80s, which is 375% from our original entry. But from where we are right now, it will be about 337, which is not bad, and we can even go further up to 100, which is about 430%. Oh, but David, you gotta concentrate on AMC, you gotta concentrate on GME, you gotta concentrate on the meme stonks. Tilray was actually a meme stonk. Very interesting, right? Tilray making good moves. The other one that I've been keeping my eye, and you guys know this already, is Cronos. CRON has been making good moves. Today created a bearish candle, but it still has a good range to move higher. My target is at 1586. Today we had a little bit of a pullback, but I think the pullbacks are not bad, and I actually would love to see Cronos go back down, maybe back down to $8 or $7. That's something that we can capitalize on, but Cronos Group has great potential for upside. The other one that actually made some interesting movement today was Sinerva. So let's go ahead and take a look. After hours actually made some interesting movements. So today we went down to $5.52. That is fine. My range is still at 896. After hours, it actually moved from 552 to, let me see over here, because after hours we are getting movement, guys. Sinerva is at 560s, so it's starting to go up a little bit. I wouldn't mind Sinerva going back down to $4. I will say $4.70, because the range is about 89%. I just like the mission, the vision that they got, and obviously the one and only that a lot of you are looking for is Sundial. Sundial made some movement today as well on the daily, but push a little bit lower. I actually don't mind that. We were kind of expecting, after the break of a trend line, a resistance level to be created and a higher low. So if this conversation is getting started, I think we're not over with it just yet. Sundial may have potential for more upside. Okay, I do believe that we're capable of going to 396, so let's watch out. I just want to keep an eye on it. I don't want to see a reverse stock split, because that's what usually happens when the share is lower than $1. I don't want to see that, but if it happens, it will be something beneficial for the company to make the move. And from Sundial, I want to see CGC, Canopy Growth. I want to see Canopy Growth on the daily. We created some higher highs, closing at 24.88, waiting for the break of a resistance and a good range that we got. A very good range. If we break the resistance from $27, we're more than capable to go to 56, and that is about 108%. And finally, for the pot stocks, I know that some of you have gotten in Aurora Cannabis. I just gotta review it, because Aurora Cannabis needs to break the resistance of 1091 if we want to go back to 19, which could be a great range. The good thing is that we're above the 14 EMA on the weekly, but I just want to see a close above the 200 EMA on the daily. That definitely will be an amazing thing. And I am sure that some of you are like, but David, can we look at Planet Holdings? Yes, we can take a look at Planet 13 Holdings. $7.05 today. It's making some interesting candles. I'm liking that. It is an OTC, by the way. Keep that in mind. Let me see if Planet Holdings gets to update on the weekly chart. It's lagging a little bit. Well, the daily, we got it over here. The daily is the most important. And I do like going back to 873, which is a great potential upside, which is about like 24% from when we reviewed last time. So it is very good. And if we go higher to $9, it will be a 37% move, and $10.60 is about 52%. And finally, I want to see grow generation. I think I said a lot of like, oh, and then this one, and GRWG, guys, GRWG performing beautifully. I actually wanted to see grow generation break the resistance over here at 54. I do expect the upside, okay? So that's why we had it. But bouncing on the trend line, what can I tell you? After the break over here of this trend line, beautiful break over here. You can see the break of a trend line, which is great. Bounce on the 200 EMA, double bottom, very, very good. And following this trend line, guys, this trend line has been there for quite a while, respected and broken. Okay, respected and broken this resistance over here of $45.77. If we go back to where we were at 68.21, that will be about 40%, more than capable to go to 78, which will be a 60% move, and 90s will be about 86%. A lot of you have been watching this, and I'm very, very glad that we're getting a little bit of good momentum for the pot stocks. It's one of those industries that I've been watching for so long. I know that the potential is so big, especially for American companies. I just want to see this evolution. I want to see more American companies come out and providing us the opportunity to invest in them. So guys, if you like the video, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and ring the motherfucking bell, because we do this every day. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a dude watching some news, reviewing some candles, some technicals, and I hope that you enjoy it. I tried to not do so many sound effects for that clip. Can we move forward now, Randy?
Oh yeah!
Let's move forward. Let's go ahead and check out the latest news